Andrew Mountbatten Windsor faces the prospect of a deeply humiliating rejection as he prepares to move into his new and much smaller home. The former Duke of York must leave Royal Lodge by late January 2026. King Charles III has ordered him to vacate the historic Windsor mansion. Andrew will relocate to Marsh Farm, a modest 5-bedroom property. The house stands quietly on the Sandringham estate in rural Norfolk. This relocation marks a dramatic fall from the grandeur he once knew. Royal Lodge offered 30 spacious rooms, extensive gardens and privacy. Marsh Farm, by contrast, feels cramped, poky, and far less prestigious. Sources close to Andrew say he reacted with visible dismay upon inspection. He reportedly described the house as underwhelming and poorly suited. Workmen have already begun renovations to make it livable for him. Security upgrades, fencing improvements, and interior refreshes are underway. Despite these efforts, the property lacks the scale and elegance. Andrew has privately asked the king to cover the full renovation costs. This request highlights ongoing financial tensions within the family. Insiders suggest the king may refuse leaving Andrew to foot the bill. Such a denial would add another layer of public and personal embarrassment. The humiliation stems not only from size but from symbolism too. Once a working royal with military honors and public duties, Andrew now lives stripped of titles, HRH status and official role. His association with Jeffrey Epstein triggered this swift downfall. Renewed leaks, emails, and public outrage sealed his marginalization. Prince William has pushed hardest for Andrew's complete exclusion. He wants his uncle kept far from the monarchy's core image. King Charles pursues a streamlined modern royal household. Family leniency has given way to firm institutional protection. Sarah Ferguson, Andrew's ex-wife, will not join him at Marsh Farm. After nearly 2 decades of cohabitation, their paths now separate. Sarah faces her own housing uncertainty with no firm plans announced. She may seek a modest place in Windsor or possibly abroad. Rumors point to Portugal, near daughter Eugenie's residence there. The couple's unique post-divorce arrangement has effectively ended. Andrew feels devastated by the loss of companionship and status. His daughters Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie remain distant. Eugenie in particular has reportedly cut off meaningful contact. This family estrangement compounds the sting of the eviction. Marsh Farm sits in a relatively isolated part of the estate. It offers little of the buzz or visibility Andrew once enjoyed. Neighbors on the Sandringham grounds include working staff cottages. Living among estate employees may feel like another demotion. Security will remain tight, yet the setting feels far less regal. Andrew's team has tried to frame the move as a fresh start. Privately, however, sources say he dreads the adjustment ahead. The house requires significant work before it meets his expectations. Basic amenities, heating, plumbing, and accessibility need attention. Andrew reportedly dislikes the layout, calling rooms too small. He has expressed frustration over limited space for his possessions. Much of his furniture, art, and memorabilia cannot be accommodated. Storage units or disposal may become necessary, adding to the indignity. The king's decision reflects broader efforts to cut royal costs. Royal Lodge carried high maintenance expenses even with peppercorn rent. Moving Andrew to a simpler property aligns with that agenda. Yet the optics remain harsh for a man born into immense privilege. Public reaction has ranged from sympathy to outright schadenfreude. Tabloids highlight the contrast between past luxury and present reality. Social media users mock the downgrade with memes and commentary. Some call it poetic justice for past scandals and entitlement. Others argue the punishment extends unfairly to family members. Andrew maintains he has been unfairly targeted and vilified. He denies wrongdoing beyond poor judgment in past associations. The Epstein connection, however, continues to dominate headlines. Leaked documents show prolonged contact contradicting earlier claims. This evidence fueled the palace's resolve to act decisively. The eviction serves as both practical measure and public statement. Andrew's lawyers have explored every legal avenue without success. The Crown Estate controls Royal Lodge, leaving little room to negotiate. Surrender of the lease became inevitable once titles were removed. Now the focus shifts to how Andrew will adapt in Norfolk. The Sandringham estate holds family history for the Windsors. Queen Elizabeth II cherished it as her favorite private retreat. Andrew spent childhood holidays there, yet never expected to return. This return feels involuntary and diminished in every way. Local residents remain tight-lipped about the impending arrival. Estate workers know better than to comment on royal matters. Security protocols will increase once Andrew settles in. Yet the house's modest appearance may still draw curious eyes. Paparazzi drones and long lenses could make privacy difficult. Andrew has grown weary of constant media intrusion over years. Norfolk offers distance from London, yet not complete seclusion. He may limit public outings to avoid further scrutiny. Friends worry about the toll on his mental and physical health. The combination of isolation, rejection, and reduced circumstances weighs heavily. Some suggest he might eventually seek a home abroad. Middle Eastern destinations have been quietly discussed before. A permanent move overseas could reduce daily pressure significantly. For now, however, Marsh Farm remains the immediate destination. The coming weeks will test Andrew's resilience like never before. He must pack up decades of memories from Royal Lodge. Each item removed will carry emotional as well as physical weight. Sarah's absence during this transition adds another layer of loneliness. The couple once leaned on each other through every crisis. Now Andrew faces this chapter largely on his own terms. Whether he finds peace or further humiliation remains uncertain. The monarchy under Charles continues its modernization drive. Sacrificing familial ties protects the institution's long-term future. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor pays the highest personal price. His new home symbolizes both punishment and forced reinvention. The rejection he may face upon arrival feels almost inevitable. Smaller space, fewer privileges, greater scrutiny await him there. Yet Andrew has shown stubborn determination throughout his life. He may yet carve out a quiet, dignified existence in Norfolk. Or the move could deepen wounds already painfully open. The world watches this next phase with keen interest. A once powerful prince now confronts stark new realities. Marsh Farm stands ready, yet the emotional reception remains cold. Humiliation lingers in the air as Andrew prepares to cross the threshold.